Today I want to talk about debts. Do you have debts? And do you know that debts are the number one killer of all relationships, number one killer of all businesses, number one killer of everything that you can ever imagine? Debts are not good. If you can, in this life that you're living in, avoid debts with all that you can. There's nothing like a good debt or a bad debt. All debt is bad. And trust you me when you hear this, because I'm telling you this in order to be able to save you from a lot of hassle. Now, let me tell you, most people in today's society, they want to take loans so that they can be able to, let's start with one, facilitating weddings. This is one of the biggest mistakes you can ever do to yourself. You go take a loan so that you facilitate your wedding. Let's say your wedding has a budget of 800,000 or 1 million. You yourself, you don't have any of that money, and you want to facilitate only for one single day. I think that's one of the greatest mistakes that people do. And when you do this, trust you me, your whole life is going to be a mess. You're going to argue with that wife of yours because you'll be seeing and thinking that she's the cause of your problems. And because you want to keep up with the lifestyle, and also you want to keep up with what people saw in that wedding, it would be very difficult for you to be able to fix up yourself. It is very difficult. And starting a life together with someone based on loans and debts, I tell you, that's the worst kind of life you can do. And remember one thing, there's a difference between a wedding and marriage. Marriage is what it's legal. Actually, marriage is the only thing which is legal. And the Bible says that a man shall leave his father and mother and will be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one. So it's just a matter of decision. You have decided, this is my wife, I'm your husband. Yeah, game over. All these other things are just add-ons. They are just add-ons. So don't be fooled by anyone that, oh, you have to pay 50K to get married. It's a decision, as long as God has accepted your decision, because he says, let your yea be yea and nay be nay. Okay? And also, other people take loans to buy cars and luxuries, family cars. You know, everybody wants to be seen. I've arrived. I'm at that point of life where, you know, we are making it. But when you look at people driving around nowadays, it's just loans. And let me tell you, there is no worse scenario like always running away from Shylocks and loans and the banks calling. Why should you put yourself in a lot of distress over things which you can avoid? If you cannot afford a car, it usually said that if you cannot afford it twice, then my friend, leave it. If you cannot buy it twice, just know that you can't afford it. Leave it. Again, is mortgages. Mortgage means death. So you go pick a mortgage so that you have a house for your family. Why can't you build it slowly by slowly? Why can't you take that 20K or 50K that you're paying every month and be buying a bag of cement every month or something and start building it by yourself? Why should you be fooled into all this luxurious whatever? Because yes, mortgages may seem to be good, but it takes away your freedom. It takes away your freedom, and is not for 2 days or 3 days. It is for years. You will never recover from that. When you get a mortgage, trust you me, people with mortgages, they are the most stressed. Go and ask them. And the others, they take loans so that they can facilitate their lifestyle. You see people online, they are having big lifestyles. People are, you know, going for all Safari 7s and doing this and that. And you go and take loans to facilitate lifestyles. Others, they are even taking loans to facilitate SportPesas and all those things, betting and all. Why would you go and waste your money on things which do not make sense? Why would you put yourself in a situation whereby you have to regret? It doesn't make sense. And then the banks are always telling you, okay, we will give you a top-up loan. We will give you a top. They know very well how good you are in paying. And you know, a loan, you will pay it for the rest of your life. The moment that disease of taking loans gets into you, you will take loans till your grave. Because the moment you're almost done with one loan, another top-up loan is coming. Oh, yeah, we can top it up for you so that you can do something else. And you can do something else. You'll never be free. You will never be free. It takes away your freedom to a point that you're useless in the society. All you do is work from 8 to 5, running up and down. Because you can't even spend time with your children, spend time with your friends, and even take a holiday, go somewhere. You know, people are always like that. So that I want to save so that when I'm old, when I'm 80 years or 70 years, I'm going to rejoice. What are you going to rejoice for 5 years? When you cannot eat this, you cannot eat meat, you cannot do what? You're full of injections, you're dead, it's like you're paralyzed. At the end of the day, what will be the reason? Why can't you live right now when you have the energy, when you have the power, the strength? Because we have been fooled by the system that life only will begin at 75. I'm saving so that when I'm 75, I'm going to rejoice. My friend, and you will live a whole 75 years in a miserable way just because you want to rejoice in 75 years for only 5 years and then you die. What's the reason? So what I will tell you guys, always start small and avoid quick cash. Quick money is the root of all problems. You want to be quick. You see, you have taken my child to this big school. Yeah, you know, he will make it very fast than the other fools. It's like you're seeing the other guys who are in public schools. They don't understand life. I'm going to take my child. Well, what do you achieve? What do you achieve apart from just piling yourself with loans and debts? And at the end of the day, even what you're going to learn in those schools is a waste of time. Teach your children what they need to learn. Teach them how to do things which are connected to general life. Teach them how to count. Teach them how to speak. Teach them social skills, how to deal and interact with people, and then teach them your business, what you're doing. Remember one thing, like I spoke in the other video, you can never leave your job to your children. No, you can only leave a business to your children. So don't invest in jobs, invest in businesses, invest in things that you can be able to grow yourself. Think about Bob Collymore, the one who was in Safaricom. He had many degrees and a good job at Safaricom, earning a lot of money. Did he leave that job to his children? No, he died with it. All right? So no matter how big of a job that you have and how many papers you have, that's the end. Robert Mugabe, he had almost 10 degrees. Did he leave them for his children? No. The only thing you can leave to your children is a business or an investment. Invest, my African people. Think of yourself and love yourselves. And even the Bible speaks a lot of things concerning loans, and it tells us why we should avoid them. Because in Proverbs 22 verse 7, it says, the rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is a slave to the lender. So you want to be a slave, then continue borrowing. You want to be a slave, continue borrowing. And even there's a verse here which really encourages me sometimes. In Luke 14:28, it says, suppose one of you wants to build a tower. Won't you first sit down and estimate the cost to see if you have enough money to complete it? People will just wake up and say, I want to buy this, I want to buy this, and they don't even have enough money to do it. Before you start something, think fast and ask yourself, before I buy this car, can't I start with a motorbike? Can't I start with something small and then I grow slowly? So avoid debts. Debts have made people break their families. Debts have made people go mad, get confused. They don't even know what to do. Debts are the worst thing that you could ever do. Live free. Live free, my friends. Do not get anything which you cannot afford. Do not get anything on a loan, even if it's Fuliza, even if it's what. Stay debt free, and you will thank me later.